Well, hey friends, it's Tracy from Tea Time with Tracy and Violet. I'm gonna have to make some room on my phone, I just realized, but I wanted to do to TBR what I'm gonna read this month, or hopefully. I always pick way more books I can actually read in a month, but the books I do read will be selected from this giant pile that I picked for the month. So let's just jump right in. I do have water here. Not in a tea mood right now, but it's a mixture of different genres. This is Wrong by Adelaide Forrest. This is a very dark romance, kinky kind of thing, I believe. He belongs to some sort of a fetish club, and he's like, they set up scenarios to go and reenact in public with willing people to participate in. Anyways, he goes to do this act with somebody who he doesn't know, like it's all spontaneous, or they don't know who they're going to be interacting with, and he does this act with somebody that wasn't really willing, but the arrangements were this person was supposed to act like they weren't willing, but turns out they really weren't willing. He got the wrong person, and it goes from there. So pretty dark. I don't know. It's not very long, short little thing. And I've never read her, but I believe that she writes dark romance. So that one. This one is The Confederacy of Dunces. I'm not really sure what genre this falls into. It's not horror. It's not romance. It's just fiction. I don't know. But it's an old book. I don't know when it came out, but anyways, it's kind of a comical, a winner of the Pulitzer Prize. This guy here, he's an oddball, and he goes on some shenanigans trying to find employment, and along the way, I guess he meets other characters, really choice, kind of funny, weird oddballs, and they're bumbling around a city trying to make it from day to day. That they don't fall into the cookie cutter kind of scene. They're not really criminals, I don't believe. They're just oddballs that are socially awkward, and you follow along their adventure trying to get through their day, I guess, or whatever their plans are. So that one. Another one, this is a YA book, Tilly Cole. I love Tilly Cole. I have most of her books, and I've read most of her books. This is a YA one, though. I'm not generally a YA reader, nothing against it, no shade, no nothing like that, but apparently this one's supposed to make you cry, and I want to see if it's going to make me cry. I don't know. Don't generally cry at books. Only, I've gotten quite emotional about books before, but to actually cry, I don't really know about what this is about. I think it's about teenagers. If I had to make a guess, I'm assuming one's sick or something. I don't know, and I don't want to know. I want to go into blind. Any other books that I've read of Tilly Cole's are extremely dark and disturbing. This probably isn't dark, but it could be emotionally disturbing. I don't know, but I'm going to read that one, maybe. This one is by, I want to say Anya Alborn. I do have another book of hers over there, Brother, and I loved it. I read that a couple years ago. Loved it. So this will be the second book of hers I've read, I think. It's about cults. I believe this cult was brought down. The leader of the cult is put in jail, and the leader of the cult only wants to speak to this one investigative reporter, or a reporter, like somebody to do an interview with the cult leader, and he will only speak to this one reporter for some reason. This reporter has a teenage daughter, so they agreed to go live in the cult leader's house. And I'm not sure if it's a haunting or I don't know, but I really look forward to this book because I absolutely adored the book Brother, if you've ever seen it. It's kind of extreme horror, Brother is, and stuff. Kind of, but 5 stars for me. So hopefully this will be a 5-star one. I don't know. This one, I believe, is a horror, The Whistling. I started this one briefly, just at the very end of March. I'm going to read it and I believe it has to do with a nanny going to a isolated island in Ireland or Scotland or Wales, or I'm not sure, somewhere's like that. This is back in the day before cell phones and all this stuff. Anyways, she is going to go be a nanny at this large manor, and I believe at night she hears whistling, and I'm not sure if it's a ghost story or something. I'm really not sure. But I love the cover. This is another book that feels really good in your hand. This is debut novel by Rebecca Neatley. And I had this on my list last month, and I never got to it. But I'm going to put it on this one because I really do want to read it. This one is called Best Friends. It's by Lauren Donner. This is book, oh God, I don't know. I have them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Book 15 in a series, the New Species series. It's kind of shifter romance, but they don't actually shift. They're people with animal DNA. So they have slight features of animals, and they, I don't know what this one is about, honestly. I bought it, but I've read every single other one of hers and other books in her series, different series. So if I read this one, I'll be all caught up to date with the New Species series. That's all I can say about it. I don't know. This is book 3 in the Rules of Bennett series. I read the prequel. I read book 1 back in like February. This is book 2. I think there's 2 other books in the series. Very dark. It's a dark, dark, dark romance, apparently. There's big triggers for this one. Trafficking, torture, murder, crime, mafia. Yeah, just absolute heinous things. The first one, I forget what the prequel's called, and then there's the first book is You Will Bow. This is You Will Break. So, no joke. They're not long, I think. I'm going to try to continue on with that series this month, hopefully, because I do enjoy it, but super big triggers with this series, absolutely. So, that one. Ooh. Okay, another one I might get to is The Ruins by Scott Smith. I believe this is a movie. I've never seen the movie, and I know very minimal about this book. I believe there's 4 young men go on a vacation down in Brazil, maybe, or somewhere's down south. Colombia, maybe? I don't know. Where the Mayan ruins are and stuff. And they decide to trespass on some sort of ancient history ground, like one of those temples or something. God, I sound so ignorant. I don't mean to. I'm sorry. Then they're not supposed to trespass on it, but they do. But once they go on it, they can't get off. Oh, my phone's ringing. Just a minute. Yeah, anyways, they get stuck on this temple thing, and they become surrounded by local people, and I don't know if they're people or monsters, or I'm not sure. But I guess it gets really grotesque or disturbing. I don't know. It doesn't seem that long. So maybe I'll get to this one. Hopefully. I've had this book for a while, so I should get to it. This one is another Adelaide Forest one. I didn't realize that. This is in a series. This is the only book in the series, and it's not even... Oh, it is book 1. Book 1, it's mafia romance. That's really all I can say about this. I don't know anything of what the story comes from. I don't know why I ended up getting this book. I used to be very spontaneous at buying books. I buy them secondhand, but needless to say, somebody probably told me it was fantastic, a great series, so I try not to buy whole series at once, because I have done that before. And I thought, I'll just try it. All I know, mafia romance. That's it. This one is Wild by Dee Prince. I started this last year sometime. Just started it. Like, just. This is a shifter romance. I guess it's very dark. All I can recall of it was a young woman and her friend going to a house party. They were renting a cottage, and some strange guys, they were having a party with some strange guys. One of the girls got uncomfortable, left the party. Her friend didn't want to leave. She got in a car accident off the road, and some strange big wolf was circling her car. And that's as far as I got, honestly. Don't know what it's about, but it's a shifter romance. So I would like to try to read this one because I did start it. And when I stopped, it's not that I wasn't enjoying it. I think I just got distracted by something shiny and never got back to it. So I should get back to it. Here's an oldie. Well, not that old. 1999, Richard Lehman. I have a bunch of his books over there. And this is another one. I've read a few of his books. Come out tonight. I read the back of it just because I really have no idea what it's about. But as far as I know, this couple, the husband left at night to go to the store. It's only 10 minutes away. A half hour later, he's not back. The wife's worried because it's not a safe store to go to at night for some reason. Anyway, she gets her jacket on to go out look for her husband, and all it says is she should regret leaving the house that night to meet and bumping into somebody named Toby something. I don't know. Richard Lehman's books aren't scary. This is probably well, sometimes they're monsterish. I think this is probably like thrillerish, but they're also kind of cheesy and corny. The ones that I've read, kind of funny. I don't know if he means to be that way, kind of trashy, but I like them. So I'm going to try this one. This is an even older one, Hellfire by John Saul. This was from 1995. This sounds really good to me because I've read books kind of like this. I just read the back of it because I have a bunch of his books too. It's in a little sleepy town that used to be bustling, but it's off the interstate, kind of a forgotten town. There's a big mill there, but it shut down 20 years ago because there was a horrific accident, and now a room down in the basement of this mill, I don't know what kind of mill it was, is chained up, padlocked, and the town kind of died out. The prominent family of this town, like the rich family of this town, was always hoping to restart this mill and get the town back again. So the young person that in this family that, is the up and coming kind of ruler of the family decides to try to do that, and he's going to go open this padlocked room down in the bottom, only he doesn't realize what's down in that room, and I'm assuming it comes from hellfire, that's all. And this reminds me of a book by Sarah Langan, The Missing and the Keeper. It reminds me of that, so hopefully it's as good as I'm thinking it's going to be. I don't know. This one is called Geek Love by Catherine Dunn. This one won a National Book Award finalist. Well, it was a finalist. I believe this is by about a carnival family. Oh, it's on the floor. A carnival family, like a freak kind of carnival, and it's about this family that travels all the backwoods of the United States, going to these little hole-in-the-ground towns to perform, and they get more money when there's, I don't know if that's the right term, like freak people in their carnivals. So they decide to make their own freaks and, I don't know, have babies, but do things specifically to make sure that they're deformed when they come out. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know if it's a horror. I don't know if it's a drama. I don't know if it's a disturbing. I don't know if it's a heartbreaking, sad book. But again, not a giant book. I want to read this and see what the heck's all about. I don't know. Could be very good. And last but not least, this is the beginning of a series. I really like paranormal romance. It's like my comfort kind of genre. And this is the beginning of the Blood Alliance series by Lexi C. Foss. And all I know about this is humans are not the prominent species of the world. There's vampires and there's lichen or werewolves. They are the big top dogs of the city. Anyways, humans are like pets, property. They have no rights whatsoever. They're used for feeding and other carnal urges, if you know what I'm saying. But there is a group of vampires and lichen, I believe, that do want to change and do want to get humans back off the, slave kind of thing, I believe. And throw a bunch of probably smutty romance up in this too. That's what this is. So those are the books that I am hoping to get to this month. I don't know if I will. That's quite a lot of books. Let me lift it up here. Ooh. Here, some old, some new, some scary, some smutty, some maybe sad, some kinky. I don't know. So let me hold this so I can get a picture. Ta-da! Ooh. So that's my potential April TBR. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Probably won't read 14 books, but if I can get to 10, I'll be sitting pretty, baby. Anyways, I'm going to say peace, love, and happiness today and every single day. Please like, share, and subscribe if you so choose, but if not, that's okay too. I still love you. I still want all the happiness in the world for each and every one of you out there. I certainly do. I really, really honest and truly do. Yes, I do. So, okay, guys, with that, I'm going to say have a good night or have a good morning, and I will see you sometime soon. Bye. Boink.